We are at the seventh stage now. That's called things are not looking good, but they are good. It's the period between her second and third birthday. By now, it's obvious that she is not developing right. Her mental and physical challenges are becoming more and more obvious. She is growing and she is not developing. And it was extremely painful for me in this phase. I can say that this phase, my self-pity reached the highest level. Why me and why my child was an everyday inner conversation. By this time she got her first wheelchair, and it was another thing that broke my heart, because here she is, 2.5 years, she's supposed to be walking on her own, when in reality she couldn't even hold her head. Beside the grief and the self-pity I was feeling, I wondered if I'm taking her to enough therapies. So we can say it was guilt. It was enormous amount of guilt, whether I've done everything, whether she is taking enough therapies, should I double the amount of therapy she is taking. Although we were going every day from Monday to Friday to a different therapist, I was only thinking to take her to a double amount of therapies, but in reality I didn't do it because I knew it would be too much for her. Many days she would cry during the therapies, and obviously she was exhausted as well as I. I was aware that I need to find a balance here, and it's not about me pushing her too much and just try to fix her. I mean, she had her own limits, which she showed from time to time, and I thought that the amount of therapy she received from Monday till Friday is enough, but it turned me apart, just taking her every day and doing something with her every day and no results. And there were no results. I felt guilt, and I felt like it wasn't enough, and like it's something that I'm missing, and it's something that I should be doing more. I felt the big pressure from the general opinion that between the age of 2 and 3, the brain has capacity to develop faster and to do its maximum. So it's a good thing that we've met a father of a girl with Angelman syndrome. Just a quick short story. At one point, Joanna's doctor suspected that she might have Angelman syndrome. They made research about that, and we waited for those results for around 2 or 3 months. It turned out she didn't have that, but still while in the period of waiting the results, we've connected with associations of parents who have children with Angelman syndrome in our city. And we had a meeting with a father of an Angelman syndrome daughter who was president of that association. We were just having conversation, and I mentioned in front of him the fact that we're eager to find out as soon as possible what is going on with Joanna, so we can do more because of the brain plasticity to develop the most between her age 2 and 3 years old, and she's almost 3. Something like that was the conversation. And the father says, look, I know that it's a general opinion that a child could be developed the most by the end of the 3rd year, but there are many examples that show that a child could reach a development further in their age of 7, 8, or 10. He asked me, how old were you when you first came to Germany? I said 30. Okay, did you know the language? I said no, but you are speaking it now. So it was possible for you to learn a foreign language past your 30th birthday. So don't worry if she is not making this or that by the age of 3. She could start working with 7 and 8 years old. That conversation brought me a relief, and this is a message for you too. Please relief from the pressure that your child is supposed to get to some stages by the end of this age or this age, because I personally saw many examples during the hospital stays all around this country that children first started walking with the age of 10 or started talking at the age of 8. So it's there are many exceptions from that rule, and I simply think that they're not even exceptions anymore. A child can reach development after the age of 3, and there is no need for you to pressure. I felt the most exhausted between her age of 2 and 3. At this point, I started to feel very exhausted because Joanna, and let's face it, all special children are a two-man job. And we started to become dependent on a one person plus in our household. Mostly it was our mothers that were helping us. It just emotionally and physically it was too heavy for one person to stay with Joanna all day long. It was challenging, and there were simply too many things to be done and organized. With all this being said, still there were many positive things in this stage. First of all, we were in Germany, and Joanna was very good medically taken care of. She received a lot of therapies. Plus, at this stage, we decided to give it a try to a bioenergy treatments. So we took her to Slovenia each month for several days for her to receive those treatments. We were practically hoping for a miracle. We were settling down more and more in Germany. We learned the language. We found new friends. And we still had a lot of faith in the doctors and the medicine.